The San Antonio Spurs are one of the most legit and respected teams in the NBA. We all know they're hardworking, team-oriented, and full of high-character ballers. But get this, there was actually one player who almost wrecked everything from the inside out. Today's video is about the juicy scandal that turned the one and only Tony Parker from a beloved Spurs player to the most hated dude in San Antonio. We all know how much TP means to the game. I mean, he's a straight-up legend, fam. The guy played a crucial role in the Spurs' most successful era and even had his jersey retired in 2019. He's got 6 All-Star appearances, 4 All-NBA selections, and 4 championships under his belt. Oh, and let's not forget that he was a key part of that legendary Spurs squad alongside Tim Duncan. This dude was unstoppable on the court. He was fast as lightning and could finesse his way to the basket like nobody's business. But here's where it gets messy. There was a point in time when things weren't so great for Parker. In fact, the Spurs almost straight up traded him, and not because of his skills or anything like that, but because he did the unthinkable. Turns out, he was cheating on his wife with one of his teammates' wife. Back in 2007, Tony Parker was straight up crushing it. He was playing at his peak and helped the Spurs take down LeBron and his Cavs in the NBA Finals. If that wasn't enough, a few months later, he went and got hitched to the one and only Eva Longoria. That's some next-level celebrity status right there. Fast forward to 2010, and things took a sharp turn for the worse when Eva dropped a bomb on November 17th that she was filing for divorce, and it was because she found out Tony Parker was cheating on her. Get this though, the person he was hooking up with was Erin Barry, the wife of his former teammate Brent Barry. Yeah, you heard that right. Major league drama, folks. Alright, to provide context, Tony Parker was tight with his teammates, but he was especially tight with Brent Barry, the shooting guard. And get this, Eva Longoria, who's from Texas, would show other Spurs couples around the area. And that's how she met Brent's wife, Erin. They became tight and even hung out together all the time, like they'd be hitting up each other's birthdays and stuff. It was all good, up until it wasn't. 'Cause then Tony went and cheated with Erin, which makes this whole situation so messed up. In fact, Parker once said that they were like fam, but things got shady when rumors surfaced of him and Erin exchanging sexual texts. Now, Parker admitted to it, but swore that nothing physical ever happened, though it was enough to cause chaos within the Spurs. Though Brent Barry already left the team and retired by 2010, he was tight with everyone, including Coach Pop, Tim Duncan, and the whole crew. So, even though he wasn't playing, he was still in the mix and kicking it at the facility whenever he came to town. When Erin and Parker's affair became public, it was a big deal for the Spurs organization. It blew up in the media, and the entire Spurs organization was engulfed in a raging inferno of drama. Parker's previously sterling reputation as a beloved and respected player was instantly tarnished, and he became the subject of hatred from both his fellow players and the fans. I mean, dude, it was seen as an unforgivable betrayal of trust. Not just with his own wife, but with a close friend and former teammates partner too. A lot of players who knew them were pissed. Even Popovich reportedly considered trading Parker, but something stopped him. Around that time, Parker had just signed a major 4-year, $50 million contract extension, which basically saved his career from being flushed down the toilet. I mean, if he had been traded, the Spurs would have been doomed in 2010. Tony was the second best player on the team, and sometimes he looked like the best. Plus, he was a major factor in leading the team to the NBA Finals in 2013 and 14. Let's face it, without Parker, the Spurs would have never won the 2014 championship. Imagine if he hadn't signed that extension in time and Pop had really traded him away. Dude, that would have set off a chain reaction and the Spurs would have never pulled the trigger on the trade that got Kawhi Leonard in 2011. Instead, they would have kept George Hill as their starting point guard and Kawhi wouldn't have even been on the team. That would have led to a ton more changes and who knows how it would have turned out. But one thing's for sure, if this scandal had gone public just 1 week earlier, dude, we'd be looking at a totally different Spurs team. Though, some sources say that Parker and Barry's marriages were already on the rocks before they started exchanging texts. It was like adding fuel to the fire, you know? But here's where it gets wild. This scandal almost cost the Spurs their star player. Parker had just signed a 4-year, $50 million contract extension a week before the news broke out. Dude, if he had been traded, the Spurs might as well have kissed their championship hopes goodbye. This dude was their second best player, a key factor in their 2013 and 2014 championship runs, and losing him would have absolutely been a disaster. But anyway, the Spurs decided to keep Parker and move on from the drama. Unfortunately, his marriage to Longoria and Barry's marriage both ended in divorce. It's like the curse of the texting scandal or something. Looking back, it's insane to think that even someone as great as Tony Parker wasn't immune to Popovich's no-drama policy. The Spurs value character over everything else, and this scandal almost cost them dearly. So, what if Parker had been traded? It's an interesting thought experiment, but we'll never know for sure. All we can say is that the Spurs dodged a bullet and went on to win another championship. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you on the next video.